Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frank Mularcik, and in this video we're going to be learning how to buy stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds in your Vanguard Roth IRA. And this is actually something that a few of my friends and family have, asked me about, and I could help them individually, but I thought I would make a video as well, and hopefully that will help some other people as well. So right now I'm just here on my Vanguard account. When you log in, you'll probably see something like this, except it'll have your account information instead of mine. So what you want to do is go to my accounts here and then balances and holdings. That's kind of going to give you a little bit more detailed view about each of your individual accounts if you have more than one. So I have more than one. I have another account here, but this is my Roth IRA right here. And so if you actually haven't contributed any money, then we're going to walk through that. So you can see I only have $2.49 in cash basically in my account right now. The rest is invested. So what we're going to do is we're going to click buy and sell here and then contribute to IRA. And then that's going to allow us to contribute this money. It's not a part of a rollover, so we're going to click no here. This says I've only contributed $2,000 in 2022, but that's just because the other $3,000 was in a Fidelity Roth IRA. I sort of have two Roth IRAs there. And then you're going to select sort of what fund you want to put the money into. So I'm just going to put it into the money market fund. You can actually invest directly from your bank account into a Vanguard mutual fund, which is kind of cool. Most of the time you have to transfer your money to your cash balance in your account and then buy stocks or mutual funds or whatever. But with Vanguard mutual funds specifically, you can just kind of transfer money straight from your bank account into the mutual fund, which is cool. So we're gonna select $1,000 there so that we max out our Roth IRA for 2022. We're gonna hit continue, and then it's going to ask us where the money's coming from. We're just going to choose our Huntington bank account. You can probably choose like taking it from another like fund, for example, or another Vanguard account, or you can add a new bank account or send a check, whatever. So I'm just going to select my bank account, click continue. Then you're going to have to consent to electronic delivery of the prospectuses and everything. So now this is just kind of a confirmation page. It says I'm contributing $2,000 or $1,000 to my 2022 Roth IRA, and it's coming from my bank account, etc., etc. I'm gonna click submit, and basically that's gonna go through pretty much immediately. So you can see down here it says funds available to trade is now $1,002.49. So the next thing we're going to do is it basically sets this up already for you to do another transaction. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at how you can trade stocks and other securities. And I'm not actually going to be buying any stocks in this account. I just kind of want to show you guys how it works. So you just click buy here. Their interface for stocks is pretty good, I think, at this point. So you just click buy here and then search a symbol like Apple, for example, and then it'll give you a quote, and then you can search enter the number of shares, and you can actually enter like fractional shares. You can do like 1 share and it'll say the estimated amount $163, or you can do like 1.5 shares, and then I thought you could do fractional shares stock, but maybe not, I guess. I've never even bought stock with Vanguard, to be honest. I only ever bought like mutual funds and ETFs and stuff, so I guess you can't buy fractional shares of stocks. But you can also on this page invest in ETFs, which is what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to put half of the money into ETFs that I contributed. So I'm going to buy VOO, which is Vanguard's S&P 500 index fund. Basically, it tracks the 500 largest companies in the US. They do have a mutual fund equivalent, which is VFIAX. I've never really invested in that one. It's pretty much about the same. Expense ratio is about the same, but for that one there is a minimum investment of $3,000 for your first time investing in it. So that's kind of annoying for some people, but if you're just investing all your $6,000 into your Roth IRA at once or something like that, then it's not really a problem. So for this, I'm going to select dollars, and maybe I could have selected dollars for Apple. I don't think so. Yeah, so I guess for stocks you can't do fractional shares or dollar amounts, but for ETFs you can. So I'm basically just going to put $500 into this ETF VOO. I'm going to do a market order, and it's just going to be good for one day. You can set like a limit order if you want, but you actually can't select any other orders. If it's a dollar-based order, it has to be a market order. If it's like a dollar-based order versus a share. So this is just kind of showing me everything here. So it's saying that estimated shares are going to buy is 1.27 shares basically, which is going to be worth $500. So this, I'm recording this around 5 p.m. Right now. So this is going to go through basically the next day, the next morning, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm not really too concerned about the exact dollar amount of the price of the stock. So I'm going to hit preview order, and it's basically saying it will be in effect for the next trading session, which is fine with me. So I'm going to click continue, and then it's just giving me kind of a confirmation of everything that I'm saying I'm going to order, or I want to order basically, and I'm just going to click submit, and that's going to submit my order. And so now it brings my cash balance available to trade down to $502. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to actually buy a Vanguard fund. So I'm going to click down here, buy Vanguard funds. And this interface is a little different, which is kind of funny, but I'm going to buy that fund. And if we actually, this is in my brokerage account, so I want to do it in my Roth IRA. So that would have been interesting. So we're going to select, should allow us to select this. Maybe since we already, okay, sorry. So now that I have my Roth IRA selected, make sure you have the right account. That is definitely important. I have my Roth IRA in fact selected, so I want to buy this Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, which is called VTSAX, and it's pretty similar to the S&P 500 Index Fund, but it has a little bit more exposure to some smaller companies, so they're pretty similar, but I like to own some of both. And there's also an ETF version, because this one does have a minimum investment of $3,000 again. There's an ETF version, which is called VTI, and I actually invest in that in my Fidelity Roth IRA. So if you're, investing in your Roth IRA with another brokerage, then you can use VTI. So basically, I'm going to try to invest $502.49. I'm not sure if it'll let me, because it just says my balance is $2.49, but I'm pretty sure I have all that balance available. So I'm just going to click continue, and then it says my funds available to trade is $502.49. So it's going to move out of my settlement fund. I'm going to click continue, and then again you have to consent to electronic delivery of the prospectus. And then this is just kind of a confirmation again. So I'm just going to click submit here and have that go through. So it just went through, and so these right here are my two orders for buying $502 of VTSAX and $500 of VOO. With mutual funds, there's no like market order or limit order or anything like that. Basically, mutual fund orders are only executed at the end of the day. So basically after market close. So I'm actually not sure. I think this order, it says in progress right now. So I think it might go through this afternoon before market open tomorrow. I sort of thought it wouldn't go through until at the end of market close tomorrow, but it says in progress. So it might go through now, which would be pretty neat. So that's basically it. And if we, scroll down here, we can click on view account information and go back to balances and holdings just to kind of see where we are at, sorry. And it has these, right now it has these two P's down here, which means pending or maybe in progress. Basically it shows I have open orders basically. And right now, because I have all my funds tied up in orders, it says funds available to trade at $0. And I also just wanted to show that if you, if you didn't have to, go to the page where you contribute money, then if you want to make a transaction, you just go to buy or sell, then you can buy Vanguard funds or trade Vanguard ETFs or stocks or anything like that in here. So my Roth IRA is pretty simple for sure in my Vanguard account. I do invest in a few more things within my Fidelity Roth IRA, sorry, but it's still incredibly simple. And I just like with my Roth IRA, just kind of putting the money in there, not really paying much attention to it, and just kind of setting it and forgetting it for the long term. Since this is such a long-term thing, can't withdraw this money for what, like almost 40 years for me, because I'm 20 right now. You can't withdraw it until you're 59 and a half, without any penalties at least. So I have such a long time ahead of me until I can withdraw it that, you know, it's really not worth worrying over at this point, aside from just putting your money in there and waiting. So I hope this helped. Let me know if you do have any specific questions in the comments down below. I would love to answer them. Just want to thank you all for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.